Thank you so much for joining us again on another 7 Minutes with Matt. I honor and value your time, and honestly, I mean it. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, I want to talk about being multidimensional. And what does that mean? Basically, it means don't put yourself in a box, don't put your vision and your purpose, and don't ceiling yourself or limit yourself or put a lid on what God has put inside of you. And being multidimensional is a good thing. I think of my kids. I don't want my children to fake being me in order for them to feel like they're being successful. My kids aren't me. I don't ever want them to think they need to be like me. And what I mean by that is my son, Mason, loves playing football, right? My other son, Braden, does not love playing football. He loves football, but doesn't like playing football. I don't ever want Mason or Braden to think they need to win a Rose Bowl to measure their success off of football, right? Braden is very much into real estate and business. I don't ever want him to think that he's got to be like me or be on TV or have a podcast or fake being me and put him in a box to be successful. He's not. God made them different. God made them in different, gave them different desires and dimensions. And it's my job as a parent to give them a platform and open up an opportunity for them to be successful and multidimensional at that. So we never want our kids to fake being us to measure their success, because it will always let them down. Now, back to you. When you're talking about who you are and what you do and what you want to build your business on, let's say that, right? You don't build your business on where you've been or where you are. You build your business on where you're going or where you want to be. This podcast is a perfect example. Eli and I sat down 2 years ago and we talked about what we wanted the podcast to be, and we based our strategy off of where we were going to be. And through that process, because it started out as Level Up, and now going through the process and going through our strategy, it has now birthed this 7 Minutes with Matt. When I first sat down and when we were talking about our strategy, it scared the crap out of me to sit in front of a microphone and a camera and talk for 45 minutes. And he was like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I can't give content for 45 minutes. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So my strategy was to bring in another guest and to feed off the guest. I'm very comfortable with that. But at the time, I wasn't comfortable talking for 45 minutes and bringing value because I didn't think I could do it. But I said, you know what? I could do it in 7 minutes. And that's how we birthed 7 Minutes with Matt. It was our strategy. So what is your strategy? That's a big word, because a lot of us are going like, well, I tried this business and it didn't work out, so we quit. And it doesn't mean that the business or the idea wasn't right, or that it wasn't the right time or anything. Maybe you had the wrong strategy. Maybe you need to go back and replan your strategy, because if that thing still hasn't left you alone, right? Your purpose, your desire, what's inside of you, if God placed that in your heart, and if that's what wakes you up in the morning, keeps you up at night, don't quit on that, because it's in there for a reason. And maybe you just need to develop a different strategy. And we've had to do that, which is why we have pivoted now, and we're doing 2 7 Minutes with Matt a week and only a Level Up every other week. We changed our strategy, and because that's what works better for us. So we started asking ourselves, what you need to ask yourself is, who's my customer, right? Well, your customer is who wants what you have. And is what you have an answer to their problem? People are going to search for answers. People aren't searching for more problems. So is what you have an answer to somebody's problem? And you don't need a degree to do that, right? A good friend of mine, he is really good with a leaf blower, a lawnmower, and a rake. You don't need a degree to have that. But he solves a problem that I have in landscaping. I'm not good at it. I don't like it, but I pay him a lot of money, I think, for him to relieve that problem from me. Listen, doctors need electricians. Astronauts still need plumbers. Everybody has a purpose and can solve a problem that someone else can have. And through that, you build your network. And some of my most wealthiest friends on the planet will say your network is your net worth. The Bible says your gift will make room for you and bring you in front of great people. Well, that thing that God put inside of you, right? Develop that and go after that and become multidimensional in that, and your network will grow. Your life will grow, right? And don't box yourself in. People always ask me, it's like, man, Matt, you have a podcast, you sell payroll, you do auctions, you're the announcer for the Titans. It's because I don't want to be one-dimensional. I didn't wake up one day and be like, I'm going to be a payroll professional or I'm going to be a podcaster. These were things inside of me that are just coming out. I'm only just releasing what God put inside of me. Tomorrow, if he puts inside of me to be the world's chubbiest astronaut, I'm going to go after that. That's what he put inside of me. So what did God put inside of you that needs to come out? And don't box yourself in. Don't let anyone give you a title. Your title is your prison, right? If people say, well, Matt, he's just a podcaster, or then it wouldn't allow me to go sell payroll. Or if it's like, hey, Matt, he's just a payroll guy. Well, if I was just a payroll guy, it wouldn't allow me to be an announcer for an NFL team. Titles, I'm not talking about just your title on your business card when you're passing it out, because if you're at an auction, I'm going to give you my auction card that says Matt Rogers, benefit auctioneer. If I have a payroll meeting with you and I'm trying to earn and sell you my payroll, it's going to say Matt Rogers, payroll specialist. So what I mean is, when you put a title on who you are, it puts you in a prison, and people will always try to keep you in that box. Your title is your prison. Be multidimensional. Do other things. Don't let people imprison you or encapsulate you. And lastly, I'm going to say this: instincts are inside of you, and they're never one-dimensional. Your instincts are never one-dimensional. God put that in there for a reason. Let it out. Don't be one-dimensional. Be multidimensional. I hope this helped you. Thank you for joining me for another 7 Minutes with Matt.